My name is John Branch Jr., and I am the All of Us coordinator for Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. On behalf of our 22nd International Grand Polaris, Andre R. Manson, I bid you greetings and welcome to our program. This program is a part of our All of Us series and also a part of Mental Health Month. So let's talk about All of Us for a second. The All of Us research program is inviting 1 million people across the US to help build one of the most diverse health databases in history, where participants from all backgrounds are welcomed. Researchers will use the data to learn how our biology, lifestyle, and environment affect our health. The All of Us research program is providing a public resource that already has volunteers, a secure infrastructure, and data for medical researchers. All of Us is working actively with partner organizations to build trusting communities and help educate people about the importance of research. So what are some factors that make All of Us a unique research effort? First of all, diversity is the key component of it. Our 1 million and more participants are going to reflect the rich diversity of America, including volunteers of several races and ethnicities, age groups, geographic regions, gender identities, sexual orientations, and health statuses. We're talking about many types of data as well. We're talking about data from electronic health records, blood and urine samples, physical measurements, and eventually wearable data to get a more complete picture of human health across many conditions. Participants as partners. Participants will be true partners, not subjects, with ongoing opportunities to help shape the program with their input. Further data will be shared with both researchers and participants. And these participants will have access to state information and data about themselves with choices about how much or how little they want to receive. And finally, broad data access. As a government-funded program is committed to open data and science, All of Us will make data broadly accessible to researchers of all kinds, including citizen scientists, to support thousands of studies across a wide range of health topics. Now, the main focal part of All of Us is precision medicine. So what is precision medicine? This is medicine that is based on the individual. Now, before I get into this, I'm going to relate all of these into the field of mental health, which we're discussing tonight. So precision medicine is based upon the individual. It helps us learn the best way to stay healthy and provide physicians with a better understanding of how to approach individuals differently. If this isn't mental health, I don't know what is. Basically, the one-size-fits-all approach doesn't really work for everybody. And precision medicine addresses this. It's also about finding healthcare solutions that meet the needs of diverse individuals and diverse communities. And it could change the way that we treat disease. More research includes people from all walks of life as needed to make precision medicine a widespread reality. And we also understand negative effects that can occur with precision medicine, including a lot of trial and error and even life-threatening side effects. I'm not an expert on mental health, but I can say, as someone who in the past have seen a psychologist deal with mental health issues, I can tell you that the one-size-fits-all approach does not work. I can also tell you that treating individuals the same is not a good thing. And these could have threatening side effects, including, and this almost happened to me as well, suicide. But the stuff that I went through made me stronger. And I'm here today. But now we have to talk about people who may not have had those opportunities. With our dynamic panel of experts here, we're going to talk about what is mental health, why it's needed, especially among Black men. Now, in our chat feature right now, you're going to have a survey that's going to talk about All of Us and your knowledge about it. And after the chat is dropped, we're going to show a brief commercial about what All of Us actually is and how it's useful to us.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us research program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
Thank you for that video. Once again, visit joinallofus.org to learn more about the All of Us program. I now turn the program over to the person who's going to be mostly moderator tonight's program. He works with me on All of Us. And also before I get to that, I also want to give thanks to our National Director of Marketing, Brother Gibbs Hightower IV, who actually is our social media lead for all of us. And the person I'm about to introduce next, who's not only a job with it, by the way, but he's also our National Director of Health Initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, I now introduce you to Brother Victor Peoples.
So good evening, and thank you, Brother Branch, for the introduction. Thank you for explaining to those on the call about all of us. Tonight we are have a panel of experts as we round out Mental Health Awareness Month. But we want to also leave you with the fact that mental health isn't just, or your awareness about mental health is just not for the month of May. There's 365 days a year, every year. And, we all, or we know of someone that has struggled or is struggling with mental health. And so hopefully through this event this evening, that there will be some questions answered, there will be some concerns taken up, but there will be some interactions that will help you engage and better assist with moving forward. Tonight, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker this evening, Roy Hall Jr. Mr. Hall is a motivational speaker, executive coach, and former American football wide receiver. He was drafted by the Indianapolis Colts, and he played his college football at The Ohio State University. Roy is currently a motivational speaker, executive coach, and podcast host, inspiring people to a corporate environment through lessons learned within his football career. Brother Hall is also an executive director and co-founder of Columbus, Ohio-based nonprofit Driven Foundation. And at this time, he is going to discuss some things about mental health that will inspire us and help us engage, motivate, and move forward. So at this time, I'd like to introduce to you guys Brother Roy Hall Jr.
Thanks for having me. If you can hear me, type one in the comments. If you could hear me, just press the number 1. Type 1 if you can hear me. Just a quick sound check to make sure everybody's good. Type 1 if you can hear me. I want to see him pop up. Type 1 if you can hear me. All right, good. My rookie year with the Indianapolis Colts was one of the best years of my life and one of the worst years of my life. And primarily when you work so hard to become an NFL football player, it starts with the help of a lot of people. There's a lot of stress involved. There's a lot of tension involved. There's a lot of different difficulties that you have to work to get to the point where you can be one out of 168 NFL wide receivers. And in that journey, you really start to use people as your motivation. It's not so much the money. It's not so much the fame. It's not so much what comes with the status of being a professional football player. It's remembering the people that helped you get there. And for me, it was my mother. And just putting myself in position to be able to take care of my mother is what I wanted to do. That's what I aimed to do. That's what I set out to do. And at 21 years old, I was drafted by the Indianapolis Colts. In my rookie year in the NFL, my third game of the season, we went down to Houston. And I should have known it was going to be a crazy time because this was the first time I ever came across a Papa Do's. I didn't know what a Papa Do's was. I thought a Papa Dough was a person, right? Like that was in one of the movies we watched growing up, right? And Papa Do's restaurant, my teammates took me out. We ate a lot, man. And I'm like, you know what, man? Like I don't really. My stomach didn't feel right. The whole trip was off. And I get into the game, and one of my positions outside of playing wide receiver, I played special teams. And if you're on special teams, you got to be a little bit crazy, just a little bit. I mean, we're the guys that run down the field on kickoff and crash into each other for no apparent reason. When it's another person running with the ball, they make the tackle. I mean, we open up with kickoff return. I don't necessarily need to get into football jargon. Just know we're the guys that's running as fast as we can and crashing into each other on opening kickoffs. Well, my job was to run down and to blow up what they call the wedge. The wedge was where 4 of the biggest men on the opposing team came together to form a wall to block you from getting to their man running the football. Well, I ran down the field as fast as I can. Now, I'm operating at 6'3", 235 pounds at the time. I ran a 4.3 40, which is extremely fast for somebody of that size and weight. And I'm flying down the field and I'm the first person there. Now, normally the first person down is not the person that makes the tackle. Normally the first person down is the person that has to blow up the wedge and somebody else gets to be the hero and make the tackle. Well, I get down there and I meet up with a 6'6", 300-pound gentleman named Cedric Killings. This man's last name was Killings. And on the scouting report, it said he was a beast. But you can't turn away once you're in the trenches. Once you're running down the field, you're running down the field. And I'm running as fast as I possibly can. And I get down there. It's a huge collision. Car crash. Bam, bam, right? We smack into each other. And immediately, half of my left side I couldn't feel. I couldn't feel my ribs. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't feel my left shoulder. And I'm on the ground. And I'm on the ground. And I could see out the corner of my eye. I could see this gentleman on the ground. But I'm more concerned about getting up. And so I'm talking to myself, get up, big dog. Come on, man, you got to get up. You on national TV. You got to get up right now. And at the same time, I could feel like I just can't feel my body. And I'm calling out for the trainers. And I'm thinking I'm yelling, but I'm not. Like my body felt like it was going in the shot. And I could see this guy on the ground, 6'6", 300 pounds, and he's not moving. He's not moving. And so when they get me to my feet, all I could think about is getting up and walking off the field because I knew my mom was watching. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, what's going to happen to this man? And I blew out my shoulder and I missed the entire rest of the season. But Cedric Killings broke his neck that day. And that ended his career. Now, fortunately for Cedric, he was able to recover all movement in all of his extremities. And he was able to move again, walk again, got a beautiful family and doing great with his life, but he never played football again. And for me, that was the first of a long cavalcade of injuries. Because I first blew out my shoulder in 2007. 2008, I had knee surgery and missed 13 games. 2009, I had major knee surgery and missed the entire season. 2010, I tore some muscles in my hip and missed 8 weeks. 2011, I tore my hamstring and that ended my career. Now, I had worked my whole life, 15 years, to get to the point to where my dream came true, to be 1 out of 160 out of 7.6 billion people, to be 1 out of 160 out of 7.6 billion people at the time on this planet that could play my position. And my body just wouldn't hold up. Now, everybody that knew me knew I was a football player. I'm from South Euclid, Ohio, and was one of the first to make it to the NFL out of my city. And it was so challenging because I thought I had let everybody down. And when we talk about mental health today, my conversation, I'm not the expert. I'm the expert from the experience factor. The science, the strategies, and those things are things that I'll be able to give you. But the science part of it, we got some real experts that have doctors and PhDs, and they understand and study this every single day. But I'm talking to you from an experience standpoint to let you know that I went through about 18 to 19 months of depression and didn't even know I was in it. Because my identity was so wrapped up in what I did that I forgot who I was. And I was so wrapped up in trying to make sure that people saw me as a superhero instead of just being a hero. And so I made some bad decisions, some poor choices, but that was the start. That was the first time I got injured. And that was the first time I had to battle and figure out how to get out this hole and how to prove myself over and over again. But it felt like the more that I just kept digging, the more deeper I got. And so today we're going to dive into it really, just a couple stories, a couple slides, little bit of content that's going to hopefully help you take this journey and let you know that you're not alone. Again, if you missed my name, it's Roy Hall Jr. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I would say this to you as well. I'm going to play a quick video. It's about 3 minutes long. And the audio, you're going to have to turn up your phone a little bit because the audio is just a little bit distorted. So you're going to have to turn up your phone just a little bit. I see you over there in the comments, Mario. I appreciate you, brother. All right, see. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turn this video on. Turn up your phones just a little bit. It'll be a little bit distorted, but you'll get the understanding. And this is a powerful video, and I had to show it because about 2 weeks ago, Vanessa Bryant, who is wife of Kobe, the late, great Kobe Bryant, introduced him into the Hall of Fame. Now, approximately 430 something days ago, Kobe Bryant passed away. Now, we love Kobe Bryant. It's 483 days to be exact. January 26, 2020, right before the pandemic hit. And we all love Kobe, but it came up again on 2/24 last year, and it came up again when the season started, and it came up again when he was introduced into the Hall of Fame. And if you love greatness, then you love Kobe, but she got up there with courage and confidence. And we know that she's challenged right now from a mental health standpoint. We know that Michael Jordan was standing next to her, and he's challenged from a mental health standpoint. And everyone that loved that man is struggling and challenged with grief, because that is a level and layer of mental health challenges. And so I wanted to make sure that I started this off the right way and set the stage for what we're going to do today and understanding our value. And so he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. We know that he passed away with his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, and 7 others in a horrible helicopter crash. And they did a lot of tributes, and this one stood out to me. So I want to share this video with you. And while you're watching this video and these images, I want you to be thinking about how it makes you feel, what it makes you think about. All right, because we're going to talk about this. So I'm going to play this video. Again, turn your phones up, turn your laptops up, make sure you can hear. And if you can't hear it, then make sure you just put it in the chat. But you should be able to hear it. Here we go.
Very sad news to tell the sports world. The LA Times is reporting that retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Damn, all the planes we flew, good things we've been through. Then I'll be standing right here talking to you about another bag. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. In a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I was doing, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last time. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way, from where we began. You know we started. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. First you both go out your way in the vibe. This feeling stronger with small. Turn to a friendship turn to a bond. And that bond will never be broken. The love will never get lost. And we're young, we'll come working. The love will never be lost. Established it on our own. That line had to be drawn. And that line will be so remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last. Don't let the light guide you away. And every road you take always leads you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you.
Lakers down 1. Will Kobe give them one last gamer? Bryant on the move with the jumper.
Come a long way from where we began.
60.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
to tell the sports world. The LA Times is reporting that retired.
All right, talk to me in the comments. How'd that make you feel? How'd it make you feel? Talk to me in the comments. Be honest. I see it right now. I see a couple people already tearing up all over again. I see it. Appreciate that, John. Tell me how it made you feel. Talk to me. Talk to me. We got to talk to each other. I use these comments to connect. Just take a second. Tell me how you feel. Said this Sunday was my mother's second week in the hospital. So sorry about that for sure. Wasn't ready for that. All right. Terrell said sad, angry, emotional, lost and hurt and confused, sadness all over again. Stirred up those feelings all over again. Painful. All right, Antonio. Yep. It was disheartening. Yep. Absolutely, Ricky. Says awesome tribute, emotional. What else? Some days you will never forget. You right? That's good. This is really good. What else we got? I mean, we got 3.5 minutes of a tribute for somebody who put 20 years into the game of basketball, early 40s. They wrapped his whole life up in 3.5 minutes with a song. Sympathetic to his family, close friends, and enduring the loss. Thanks for the reminder. All right, they're coming in. Okay. Here's what it made me think of. Because the truth of the matter is, and we had it on the screen, that every day is a gift. Now, I mentioned when I opened up that was one of the best years and worst years of my life, because that was the start of a lot of different injuries that put me in a situation where mentally I had some challenges. And I wanted to get that out and about. But one thing that I said that you might have missed is I got back up. I said I yelled out for the trainers, and then I got back up. I yelled out for some coaches, and then they helped me back up to my feet. And whenever you're down, that's the first thing that I want to point out. You have to get help. And when I say you have to get help, I mean asking for help is the first thing. And part of asking for help is just doing exactly what you're doing in the comments right now, which is expressing how you really feel. And not worrying about what people say, not worrying about what people think, not worrying about what your family gonna say, or what your mama say, or your cousins or best friend, or live streaming on Facebook or wherever we are right now. Not mattering what those people say. The people in the crowd says, look, I need to express how I'm feeling because I got to get this out. I got to get it out. Every day is a gift. Tomorrow is not promised. I promise you, it's not just a cliche. It's real. 2 people pass away on average every second. 150,000 people die every single day. But for whatever reason, you got chosen to be here, you and your mental health challenges, because we all got them. I say it again, 2 people pass away every second. I don't know if you knew that. 150,000 people every single day, but you got chosen. You are one of the chosen few that got picked and got chosen to be here. You are here for a reason. Every single day is a gift. Don't ever forget that. I don't care how low it feels right now. You are here. It's people that didn't wake up today, and you did. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. All right. Let me, I want you guys to tell me in the chat while we're talking about it. Tell me in the chat. What are you thankful for today and why? What are you thankful for and why? Don't just say I'm thankful for my mama or I'm thankful for my life. Tell me what you're thankful for and why. This is what we're doing tonight. Tell me what you're thankful for and why. I want to know. And you need to just remind yourself, because this is the first tool I'm going to give you tonight that's going to help you to endure, to break through, to work through whatever mental health challenge you have. I need to know what you're thankful for today. Who you're thankful for, what you're thankful for, and why. The why is more important than the who. Why are you thankful for that person or that thing? Talk to me in the chat. Thankful. John says, I'm thankful for my health, the health of my family, despite our challenges. Yep. Earl said, I'm thankful for working from home, being with my family in the midst of a pandemic. Yep. I know a lot of people feel like you, Earl, for sure. Appreciate your transparency. Another day to give it another shot at the title. Yep. Another day to give it another shot. My wife, and all she does is support me. Thankful for favors. Daryl said, Pedro, what we got? I'm thankful for my wife because she enabled and empowered me to continue my education. Let's go. Come on, Keith. I see you. Thankful for not losing job during the pandemic. Thankful for my close circle of friends. Thankful for my life. It could have been worse, right? Thankful for my close friends. I'm thankful for the insight and clarity in my life. Yep. Come on. They rolling in. Come on. Keep them coming. I'm not in a rush. Come on. This ain't all about like just giving y'all some slides. Let's talk. Come on. Thankful for my ability to walk, even though my state is slowly depreciating after my brain injury. Come on, Mario. Let's go. What they talking about? My ability to walk, even though I'm a little bit. Come on. You in here typing in full sentences, my brother. It's all good. Full punctuation. Buddy say my family support to endure the stress imposed by the pandemic. Thankful for waking up each day at this another opportunity to be better and improve. Come on, yep. Okay, Dane. Here's a good one. Eric said, thankful for the opportunity to keep it life. Spent 14 of the last 24 months from home. Lost some opportunity I thought defined my identity and moving forward in a new direction. Let's go. That's it. That's the whole message tonight. You might be looking at my notes, E. Man, John said, I'm thankful for speech. Yep, just to be able to communicate. Thankful for a second chance. I'm going to read this last one real quick. I am thankful and grateful for my family, my life, my children, my nephew, Andre Scott. Look, name it. Yeah, Andre Scott, my health. Most of all, the breath in my body. Grateful to serve Jesus, my fellow man. Come on. Thankful for understanding from others. This is powerful right here. This is the powerful piece. And what I really want to point out is the fact that if you look at everything that I'm reading right now, Al, I see you. All right. I'm looking at all these things coming in the chat. I'm looking at the chat. Now, we just coming off watching this video of Kobe. Every day is a gift. We got that. And I talked about getting back up and you needing help. And people will come and help you when you need them, when you call and ask. I mentioned that. But when I said, what are you thankful for? When I mentioned, who are you thankful for? I just said, what are you thankful for? And 98% of you all who put something in this chat named a person or mentioned a person. My wife, my life, my kids, my faith. Nobody said I'm thankful for my position as a CEO. Nobody said I'm thankful to be an entrepreneur. Nobody said I'm thankful to have a whole bunch of money in my bank account. Nobody said I'm thankful for my PhD or my master's. Nobody said I'm thankful that I opened my own business. Nobody said that. Nobody said that I'm thankful for my nice little whip in the driveway, my car in the driveway. I'm thankful for my 10,000 square foot home or 5,000 square foot home. I'm thankful for my raise that I got last week. I'm thankful for my promotion. Nobody mentioned I'm thankful for my 401k or my retirement or my investments or the fact that I got Bitcoin. Nobody mentioned any of that. You said I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my life. I'm thankful for another opportunity. Come on, that's what's really valuable. And the reason why many of us have struggled with mental health challenges, whether it be depression or just even being angry at somebody for too dang long. The reason why we struggle is because we've elevated things over the things that mean most to us. So now all of a sudden we're fighting a battle to gain and to get, we've invested so much time. Listen to me. We've invested so much time into our job, into pleasing other people, into meeting deadlines, that all of a sudden we lose the fact and lose sight that our strength comes from the things that we're most thankful for. And that's the things that we put on the back burner. Come on. So when I say be thankful, I told you I'm going to give you, this is the first tool. And since this is the first tool, I need you to make sure that you write down these exact instructions. All right. These exact instructions. I need you to have a TFS. Write that down. TF as in frog or Fred or Ferrari, if you can spell that. You need a TFS. What is a TFS, Roy? It's a thankful for section. Thankful for section. Well, what am I going to do in this thankful for section? What I'm saying is you need to have a somewhere in your phone. All right. You need to have somewhere in your phone, right? Put it in your phone, a thankful for section. Okay. Put it under your notes. You could write it in a journal if you want to. You need to have a thankful for section. And in that section, this is a tool that you'll be able to use forever. Every single day when you wake up or every single day at lunch, whatever you want to do, you need to write down at least once a day what you are thankful for that day? Can you give yourself 60 seconds to start your day off and writing down or texting down what you're thankful for? I need you to know what you're thankful for and why. And then I want you to put the date next to it. Now, over the course of obviously 1 week, 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, 5 months, a year, you're logging over and over and over and over everything that you're thankful for. So in the event or in the moment that you feel like you can't move forward, you feel like you don't have what it takes, you feel like you're going through it and it's too hard, all you got to do is open your TFS, open your thankful for section, and just read every person and everything that you're thankful for in your life. Because every date that you can look at is another day that you got that 150,000 people did not get. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. That's the first tool of the day. That's the first one. All right. If this is helpful so far, type 2 for me. If this is helpful so far, type 2 for me. Let's go. Type 2. If this is helpful, type 2. Type 2. I see them. They're rolling now. All right. I hope it don't mess up your screen. Forgive me if when the 2s come in, they don't mess up your screen, slow down your stream, your bandwidth, right? Mess up your internet connection. Stop paying for the cheap internet. Stop paying for the cheap internet. You know, we just came out of pandemic. Let's go. All right, here we go. Here's what I want to just hop in real quick. Okay. We got this Mamba mentality. All right. The man is gone, but the mindset lives on. How to stay motivated every day and keep a positive perspective. This is really decent. I already got that quote down there. I don't know how I knew I was going to say that. I knew I was going to say that one. Right. So we're going to keep that there for a second. Okay. But I also want you to write down this number. Type it in the chat too and write it. Listen, write it down. This is tool number 2. Write the word reminder, and then I want you to write a colon. Reminder, then a colon. It's the dots on top of the dots, right? Listen, don't get mad at me. I'm not saying you're not educated. I know you know what a colon is, but you might not. I don't know. It's the dot on top of the dot. Okay. I need you to write the word reminder, then a colon. Then I want you to write 23,000. All right. 23,000. 23, not 23K, 23,000. There you go. Reminder, 23,000. I need it in the chat, in the comments, but I also need it in your phone or wherever you're taking notes tonight. Reminder, 23,000. I'm going to just put it up here. Any guesses? 23,000. Talk to me real quick. Any guesses? Right now, 23,000. Any guesses? What that means? What does that stand for? 23,000. What does it stand for? 23,000. What does it stand for? We got the reminders coming in. Now I gave you another task. What does it stand for? I'm going to occasionally wipe my head too. Suicides. All right. That's in the chat. 23,000. Come on. 23,000. That's not it though, John. Number of new COVID's daily cases. That's not it either. But that's good for sure. 23,000. Keep them coming. 23,000. New okay. 23,000 folks unemployed daily. People seeking mental help. Nope. But somebody got it. So every single day, on average, deaths related to mental health. Nope. But every single day, appreciate it, Daryl, but that's not it. Every single day. All right. On average, every single day, you inhale and you exhale 23,000 times a day. You inhale and you exhale 23,000 times a day. Now, when you sit and think about that, you're like, really, 23,000? And they start like, no matter what you're doing, no matter what's going on, you're going to inhale and exhale 23,000 times. When you having a good day, you inhaling and exhaling. When you running, when you competing, you inhale and exhale. Some of y'all like to work out a little bit. You're trying to get your mind right. You're trying to do some things. You inhale and exhale 23,000. You just taking off your mask 23,000 times. Like when you inhale and exhale, you ain't got to think about it. You don't wake up and ask for permission. You don't take a survey and say, hey, am I allowed to? You ain't contacting Bill Nye, the science guy, and asking for his humidifier or air purifier and saying, hey, is the air okay for me to breathe? You literally wake up and you inhale and exhale 23,000 times every single day. Now, what's interesting about the way that we breathe is if we lost about 1 or 2 or 3 of those breaths in a row, we would start to panic. I don't know how many of you all, bruhs really don't like to swim like that. Like, I don't know what the number is. I think the number is like only like 40% of bruhs like swim. All right, they mess with water like that, like the deep water. And I'm not talking about getting your feet wet. I'm not talking about just throwing some water in your legs when you're ashy. I'm talking about in the ocean, in the deep blue sea. That if you got through in the ocean, you might make it. Like it's only about 38% of us that can get through that. But if somebody ever held you down playing around as a kid a little bit too long, or you drank your bottled water and the old folks used to say it went down the wrong pipe. It's just one pipe, but you just drank too much of it. Or if somebody ever was playing around and you played that game to see who could hold their breath the longest, or if you got asthma, or if you was running some sprints and you couldn't just catch your breath whenever you was athletic back in the day, you know what it's like to feel like you can't breathe. You walking up the stairs, you walk up 6 steps right now, and you just like, man, I can't breathe. So the value of 1 or 2 or 3 breaths is immeasurable. I mean, it's invaluable. If you miss 2 or 3 of those, you choking on a piece of food or something, you panicking. Somebody help me. Yo, help me. Hit me on my back. Punch me. Help me. I cannot breathe. Come on. The value of that. So I need you to make every one of those breaths count. Every 23,000. I need every time that you breathe, I need you to make it count. Because every time that you breathe, it's an indication. It's literally 23,000 indications, reminders. It's 23,000 demonstrations, right? It's verifications or any other Asians you want to throw in there. It's reminding you that you're still here, that every day is a gift. You're still alive. You got a purpose. Come on. Your reason is more than whatever the reason is that's trying to keep you down. You're greater than that. 23,000. You got to make each one of those breaths count. You can't take one of those for granted. You know what they're worth. Take some bottled water and drink it the wrong way and see what happens, man. You don't, come on. Every one of those 23,000 counts, and we take them for granted. And this is not just some, oh, that just sounds good. Like, no, if you have the mindset, and that's the part, listen, mental health challenges because we don't have enough mental health champions. Mental health champions have champion mindset. And if you got a champion mindset and you can look at Tom Brady and LeBron James and all these big time athletes and say, that's a champion. Whoever your college team is, that's a champion. Whoever you grew up with and played for, y'all won a champion, that's a champion. We know what a championship mindset is. We know what it means. But when it comes to mental health, we don't take the same approach. We got to have a championship mindset that every time I inhale and exhale, it matters and it counts. It matters and it counts. 23,000. It means you still got a chance. Every time that you breathe, it means you got a chance. It means you got a chance. You can still get back what you lost every time that you breathe. You can still get it back. You can still make it out on top. You got your breath. You still breathing. Your life is still here. Your life is still here. If this is helpful, type 3. Type 3, we're going to keep it moving. Type 3, if this is helpful. Type 3, because we're rolling now. Type 3, let me see him coming in. Type 3. Type 3, yep, 23,000. I see the 3s. We got multiple 3s for multiple people right now. Okay? That's good. This is good. Love it. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. This is we're family right now. We're rolling. All right, here we go. Write this down. Just to go along with what I'm saying. I said make every breath count. Write it down. Make it count down. Just write it down. Make it count. Okay? Make your 23,000 count. Okay? Make it count. I'm going to give you a couple things real quick, and then I'm going to need your participation big time. I'm going to give you a couple, but then I'm going to need your participation big time. So right now, I'm going to give you a couple things, and hopefully I can bring it down just a little bit. All right. How you find the strength. I'm going to teach you how to find the strength to give everything, no matter your age. I'm going to repeat it again. I don't care how old you are. I'm going to show you right now how you find strength to give everything, no matter your age. The tendency is the older you get or the longer you are somewhere, the more you have a tendency to pull back, hold back, and not give maximum effort. We take things for granted. We just start not caring. But if we just remember that my 23,000 counts, and there are people that would love to be in our shoes to have another day or two to give their all. They would love to have another opportunity to have a boss that they can't stand. They would love to have another opportunity to have to pick up their 4 kids from 4 different locations, playing 4 different sports, and have to fill up their gas tank every 2 days. They would love to have an opportunity to have an argument with somebody. They would love to have an opportunity to just be upset. They would love for that, but they're not here. And you are. Okay. So the first thing I need you to do, all right, every single day, I want you to remember your age. I want you to remember your age. And I want you to write this down, because age stands for always give everything. Always give everything, no matter what it is. Now you're like, well, how can I give everything to my job and my work and my profession, and give everything to my family, and give everything to my faith, and give everything to, well, here's the thing. Amazon does it. Amazon does it. Amazon gives everything to everybody. Whenever you put an order in with Amazon, you're going to get exactly what you ordered. You waiting for exactly what you ordered. So how is it that a company can say, I can give everything? Like, whatever you order, I'm going to get it there fast. I'm going to get it there whenever you want it to. I'm going to be accurate, right? I'm focused. You type it in, the exact name comes up of the product that you're looking at. Suggestions come up. So as a human being, you telling me you can't go to work and give that part of you? When you are a professional, you're probably somebody different anyway. Most people are different at home than they are inside of their building that they work at. So you can give your all to your profession based on your profession, but when you get home, you give your all to your family or to yourself if you just live by yourself, or maybe to your dog Bruno. I don't know, whatever. Brutus, Bruno, Beaver. I don't know what your dog's name is. Sammy, El Ruff, right? Whatever your dog's name is. But give your all in the different moments. You turn off. The reason why you can't give your all to your family is because you're bringing your work home. The reason why you can't give your all to your work because you're bringing the stress from home to work. When you get paid to do a job there, when you come home, you shut that off. You got to be present. So always give everything, no matter what. Don't take those 23,000 for granted. I told you that. Always give everything. I want to break it down one other way too before I move forward, but I wanted to make sure I gave you this because I want to show you how to give strength, how to give your maximum strength to everything, right? No matter your age, how to be able to give everything. So the first thing I need you to do is audit. All right. That A is for audit, AUDIT, audit. To take an accounting of, to take inventory, to go through piece by piece in detail, to meticulously move around things to figure out if they still fit into your life. I need you to audit your friends. I need you to audit the people around you. The great theologian Drake once said, "My circle is so small, it turned into a dot." Amen for the great theologian. Audit the people around you. Audit your friends. Audit your family. Who are the people in your life that's stressing you out? Who are the people that's causing you mental harm? Who are the people that's just getting on your nerves all the time? And why are you keeping them around you? You do have the power to not deal with those people. I want you to audit your thoughts. Like, what do you think about? And why is it that you're always so negative? And will you figure out where that thought came from? because you know you get to choose your thoughts just like you choose what you wear every single day. You get to choose what's in your mind. When a crazy thought comes to my mind, I'm like, man, I don't know where that crazy thought comes from. And then I just let it go. And I just replace it with something else. You get to choose your thoughts. I need you to audit your thoughts. I need you to really audit your words as well. I need you to audit what you're saying. Oh, I'm just going through it, man. I'm just struggling right now, man. It's just so hard for me right now, man. Nobody helping me right now. Nobody doing nothing. Nobody helping me, man. Like, man, I've been going through this for the last 10 years, man. I don't know when it's going to stop. Like, come on. I need you to audit those words. I've been going through this for the last 10 years, but it's going to be over like tomorrow. I need you to audit what you do on your social media and your media consumption. Appreciate it. Somebody put that in the chat too. Audit your media consumption. What are you listening to? What are you watching? Why is it that you spend more time on your phone scrolling on social media than you do with your son or your daughter or your wife or your whatever, right? How is that possible that you spend more time watching people live their life? You're living your life watching other people live their lives. And this is why we can't focus. This is why we have these negative thoughts in our head. This is why we have these challenges, because we don't take the time to take inventory, to audit what we're doing. We know how it goes. Your thoughts lead to your feelings to decisions, your decisions to your actions over the course of time build your habits develop your character, and your character determines your destiny. We know how it goes. Your character determines your destiny, but everything starts with a thought. So you want to change your situation. You can't change like an action. You got to change your thoughts to get to the destiny that you want. You got to audit. Remember your age. I'm giving you strength right here. G, I need you to go. I need you to go. I need you to make it count, but I need you to go. I need you to go. You like, go where? I need you to go forward. I need you to move forward. You need you to go forward. Everything behind you is going to stay there. It needs to stay there. The only reason that you should look back is when you're so far ahead, you just want to take a look and see how far you've gone. Like, just leave it there. Whatever you went through, whatever you did wrong, whatever mistakes you made, whatever you said, we're going to leave that right there, and we're going to move forward starting today on May the 25th. We're going to move forward. Go forward. I need you to go free. I need you to go free of baggage, free of unforgiveness, free of anger, free of disappointment. I need you to leave it behind you. I need you to stop blaming people for where you are today and get your power back so that you can go forward. You know, when you blame other people for where you are today, what you're saying in essence is that person is the only person that could make your current situation better. If I'm blaming somebody in my past for what's going on in my present, what I'm saying is they are the only individual that could make right what I'm doing today, make right what's wrong today. That what you're saying is the person that hurt you, the thing that hurt you, that's the only thing that has the power to make it right. I need you to get your power back. Stop blaming people and blaming things. We're going to move forward. We need to move free. Go forward, go free. And I need you to go finish. It's some things that you've been wanting to do for a long time. You need to go finish. You need to stop procrastinating. Stop holding back. Go free, go forward, go finish. Stop procrastinating. Stop procrastinating. Stop thinking you got tomorrow. See, procrastination is an arrogant assumption that somehow you are so special that you are owed the opportunity to do tomorrow what should have been done today. I'll say it again. Procrastination is an arrogant assumption that you are so special that you are somehow owed the opportunity to do tomorrow what should have been and could have been done today. You don't get tomorrow. You just said every day was a gift. Why are we holding back? That's why we can't give everything. We holding back. I need you to go forward. I need you to go free. I need you to go finish. And last but not least, I need you to expect. I need you to expect to win. I need you to expect to win. I need you to expect to win. I need you to expect to come out on top. I need you to expect to turn the tables and get back in position where you live in the life that you want to. I need you to expect that. That's a part of the mental health challenge. We expect it because we got labeled with all these different things. When people label you, they limit you. You are a mental health champion. I need you to expect to win. Tom Brady didn't go into the Super Bowl to win his 7th Super Bowl expecting to lose. He looked at Patrick Mahomes and his $500 million and said, I'm going to win. I expect it. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to win it in the fourth quarter. I don't know if it's going to be a last-second field goal, but I expect to win. And you need to expect to be a champion in every area of your life. We're going to move forward. Type 4 if this is helpful. Type 4. We about halfway through. I know, listen, you tired? Listen, I'm tired of you losing. I'm tired of the stigmas. I'm tired of people saying you can't make it. I'm tired of you feeling like that. This is not motivation for me because these are all things that we can do like right now. We get to choose. I love that we get to choose. We're not in control of everything, but we get to choose some things and we get to choose what's going on up here. Now, I'm not naive. Now, there are some times that you got people that get introduced. You're here for a reason. It's reasons why people are doctors. There's reason why people can prescribe you certain things. There are reasons for that's why they got that education so that they can help you. That's awesome. But we still get to choose. We get to choose. And I love that. I want you to take a look at this. I'm going to pull some up on my screen. Take a look at this for a little bit. Take a look. Then tell me what you see. I'm sweating. I'm going to go ahead and wipe my head. My dome is probably beaming right now. I'm okay. I'm not embarrassed. Every time I'm sweating, I'm like, these are calories. I am burning calories sitting down. No stair climber. This is, no jogging in 80-degree weather. It's like 90 degrees in Columbus, Ohio, where I am. Tell me what you see. All right. What do you take from it? Listen, don't just say, I see one man digging up at the top. I see another man walking away. All right. We see that too. Give me some depth. Mario said he gave up too soon. Agreed. Keep digging. All right. That would be a nice. Hey, Pedro. Hey, keep digging. Put that on a t-shirt. Have somebody make you a t-shirt and put keep digging. All right. I'm going to send you an invoice later, Pedro. Keep digging. That's yours. You better go get it. Somebody better go make that t-shirt. Somebody make $1 million off of the Keep Digging t-shirt. Come on, man. Just bless the iota faithful, man. Just donate to the cause. All right. Gave up too soon. Opportunities missed, unfinished potential and desire. One man worked harder than the other. Too tired to see what was on the other side. He was too tired. That's good. I like that. He was too tired to see. Wait a minute. You too tired? Listen, y'all making the message right here. You too tired to keep going? You've been fighting your whole life. You too tired. A man who failed to keep at it, even when the going got tough, right? I think a lot of us can relate to that too, buddy. All right. Somebody who like the going got tough and then we kind of failed. I see the dig. All right. Well, I guess I can't make no money off of that. Never give up on your goals. Overcome every obstacle. Individualism. Okay. Eric said, as everyone of us sometimes learns, and many failures come about when we might have won if we had stuck it out. We might I don't want to have too many I might have moments. I might have is almost as bad as I remember when. Don't you? I don't like to remember when conversations. Do you remember when I was faster than you? Bruh, we was in the 5th grade. Like you was faster than me in 5th. You holding on to that? You see what I'm saying? Everybody got some mental challenges. You still thinking about when you beat me at recess? Come on, man. One is wanting to keep working while the other one is tired and not reaching his goal. Time should not be rushed. That's good. He didn't set it off forward and finished it. All right. At the brink, he gave up on himself. I'm gonna read a couple more. It's from a special poem called "Don't Quit." Oh, that comment. Okay, I got it. All right, here we go. All right. The next stage. So BJ said the next stage of chapter was going to be a challenge. So I'm good where I'm at. Okay. All right. I got it. Now let me point out some things to you. Real quick, because here's the first thing that I want you guys to observe, because I said look at all the details. But the first thing I want you to observe is what if, let's just say what if my guy at the top, instead of digging forward, what if he started to dig down? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the comments. What if my guy at the top just said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start digging a little bit deeper? What do you think would happen? I'll tell you what would happen while you guys are waiting, putting it in the comments. Number one, a couple swing, because the amount of space between the layers that they're on and the amount of space between where my man at the bottom hadn't to quit, it's about the same distance. So if my man at the top just swung down a couple more times, if he went down instead of forward, if he went a little bit deeper, he would probably land right in front of my man that was walking away. He would probably land right in front of my man that's walking away. And guess what he could tell that man? If he digged a little bit deeper? If he was right in front of that man, he would say, hey, I'm going the same direction you going in. I'm fighting the same type of battles that you fighting. Hey, bro, how about this? You get your rest right now. I'm going to keep swinging, and then we just going to do this together. See how all of a sudden, when you stop chasing after something and you start using your mind and thinking and creating a bigger box, now all of a sudden you can say, man, I'm trying to figure out a way to, why am I by myself? But the power of being able to drop down and help somebody. This is what happened when you dig deep. See, most of us, like these people, they're going after these diamonds, okay? And sometimes it's just not about getting dollars, it's about going deeper. I'm going to say it again. It's not always about getting dollars. Everything that we do, that most of the stuff that causes us stress is about getting dollars. We should be thinking about going deeper, okay? I'm saying no more surface level relationships, no more surface level friendships, no more surface level posts on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, and everything else. No more surface. I need you to go a little bit deeper in your relationships and your friendships, because you'll eliminate half of the stress in your life if you dig a little bit deeper. Probably whoever your best friend is, I bet you don't know their favorite color, you don't know their favorite movie, you don't know their middle name, you don't know their mama name, you don't know their kids' names, and you don't know their kids' middle names. They ain't really your best friends if you don't know that information. I need it to stop being surface. You got to dig a little bit deeper. Here's the other thing. When you dig deep, that's when you start to get to your roots. I think some of us forgot where we came from. I literally think, again, this is all happening in our mind because it gets clouded by what we see on TV, what's going on. Like, we get clouded. You forgot who you are. You forgot you are deep rooted. You know what you connected to. We saw it all last year, 400 years of it. You know how strong you are. You're not the first person in your family line to ever have mental health challenges, but they overcame it because they was thinking about you 50, 60, 70, 150 years ago. They was thinking about you. You got to dig a little bit deeper. You got to know your roots. You got to remember your roots. You got to remember who you are. You got to remember what's in your blood. You got to remember what's in your DNA. You got to make those 23,000 count, because everybody that came before you, they dug a little bit deeper and they made it count. Come on. You got to dig a little bit deeper. You dig deep, you're going to get what you want. You got to dig deep because you got what it takes. You got to dig deep. You the person for the position. You have to dig deep. You can make it happen, but you got to dig deep. You can go a little bit further, but you got to dig deep. You can do something that's never been accomplished before. You can overcome whatever challenge you have, health-wise, mental health-wise, financially, relationships. You can overcome all that, but you got to dig deep. Stop chasing dollars. Start digging deeper. Start digging deeper. Come on, give me 6. Give me a 6 so I can move on. Give me a 6 if this is helpful. Come on. Come on. I don't know. Listen, I only know one way. I'm going to make my 23,000 count. They say I got about 15, 20 more minutes or something before we do a little Q&A. Listen, I'm hopefully nobody got no questions. sweating over here, man, losing weight. I'm all right. I'm going to get this weight off my back. I'm tired of us being in this situation. I'm tired of us getting labeled, and I'm tired of us struggling the way that we're struggling. We can change this. Let me ask you the question. What am I? This is just real quick. What if the guy at the bottom, while I'm still on this, what if the guy at the bottom is not, see, this is the problem. As soon as we see somebody with their head down, as soon as we see somebody, we label them as a quitter. We label them as struggling. What if my man is just tired? What if he not like quitting? What if he just like, man, I'm about to go home and take a break? For real. What if he like, you know what? My work is done for the day. I'm going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to keep hammering away. Why did we just automatically make the assumption that he quit? Because the image told us that? My man literally was like, I'm tired. I put in my 8 hours. I put in my 9 hours at work today. I'm not trying to get this project done today. I'm going to come back tomorrow. But I need some rest. I need you to write this down. I want you to write just like this. I need to rest. I need to rest. My man didn't quit. What if he didn't quit? What if he just like, you know what? I've been swinging away at this thing for 40 years. I'm about to go sit down for a little bit. I'm going to get back up, but I'm going to go sit down for a little bit. I need a break. I'm going to say something that I wrote down. Stress from deadlines produces stats about flat lines. Say it again. Stress from deadlines produces stats about flat lines. Like the more stress that people incur, people keep piling on stress because they're trying to reach these deadlines, finish these projects, please all these people, all these deadlines. I got to do this. I got to do that. All these different things and all these different lists, but it's adding stress to your life and it produces stats about flatlining, like loss of life. 77% of people experience stress that affects their health. 77% of people experience stress that affects their health. You trying to live to you at least 100, 120. And you like, man, if I make it to 76, I'm cool. Well, what if you found out that the stress that you was carrying from trying to meet all those deadlines cut your life off 30 years? How many more people would you have been able to impact if you would have just decreased your stress because you decided to rest just a little bit? Decrease your stress with a little bit of rest. Stress about deadlines and from deadlines produces stats about flatlines. 73% of people experience that experience stress, it impacts their mental health. 73% of people. Half of the people in the world, 50% of people can't sleep because of stress. My man said, I'm getting some rest. Okay? I'm going to give you a couple more. Just to think about it. I just want you thinking, because we're talking about controlling our thoughts. We're talking about being a mental health champion. We're talking about choosing our thoughts. And we got to choose what was going on in this picture. Here's another one. And I mentioned it earlier. Actually, I'll do this one first. They both plugging away, but I don't see a bag. I don't see a truck. I don't see a wheelbarrow. I don't see a hefty bag. I don't see a Kroger bag, Giant Eagle bag, Winn-Dixie bag. I don't see a bag. What they gonna carry all them diamonds with? You see how big those diamonds are? My man digging. They're not even prepared to receive what they going after. And that's what happens. This is not rocket science. We get so stressed out trying to accomplish a goal or reach a deadline or make a certain amount of money or please people or do whatever it may be, get to a certain status in our life, then we get it and we're not even ready for it when we get it. We don't even know what to do with it. I made it to the NFL. I had never heard of a 401k. And that's just a retirement. Never heard of it. My mom, who's an angel, had to talk me into it. She was in banking, so she knew. She said, you need to put this money into this 401k. All I knew is WD-40. That's how, if anything's squeaking in my house, WD-40. You know what I'm saying? 401k, what are we talking about? 401,000. Nah, I'm talking about your retirement. One of them. I didn't know that. Are you even prepared when you get there? Are you prepared? Other thing I want to ask you real quick, and I mentioned it earlier, is why are they alone? Who goes on a digging spree by themselves? Why would you go on a journey by yourself? Why would you go on a journey by yourself? You need to be doing this together. You're not the only person that's digging this same battle. Don't you know that not only are you the only person not the only person with the dream, you're not the only person going through the drama. There are other people with the same exact goals that you have and dreams that you have that are fighting to get to those diamonds. And there are also people that are going through the same drama that you're going through, the same mud, the same dirt, the same challenges, the same hiccups, the same missteps. There are people that are going through it. Why not go through it with somebody together? So when they get tired, you can take on. When you get tired, they can take on, and you can keep going from there. Why are they by themselves? And I'm going to get off this slide with this. Now I got these white lines. What are your diamonds? And you ain't got to put it in the chat. Only you know what they are. What are your diamonds? And are those things the things that you're thankful for? Are they worth you continuing to dig forward? Are they worth it? Are they worth it for you to keep going? Are they worth it? Are they worth it? What are your diamonds? Because I hope it's not a car. I hope it's not a car. I hope it's making sure that your life is used to its full capacity. I really hope so. I really hope so. Type 7, if that was good for you. If that was helpful. That was helpful. Type 4, as we kind of round third here. That was helpful. Type. Yep. Matter of fact, yeah, type 7 if that was helpful. Type 7. All right, we're wrapping it up. We're wrapping it up here. All right, type 7. We got 7s everywhere. If we could clap it, we got some 7s. All right. Let me see here. Here we go. I know I get a little bit passionate. I can't help it. I said type 4. I meant type 7. Thanks, Don. 7 and 4. We got people typing in all the numbers. We're good to go. Here we go. Here's what I want to show you, because I talked about, let me just say this. When probably last year around this time, it was a little bit after, it's usually around the summertime out west. For everybody on West Coast, you guys know what that means. They have wildfires. And, last year was, $1 billion in damage, billions. Arizona, Washington, all up the coast of California, shutting down the city, smoke everywhere. And it's just wildfires everywhere. And, people are, lost jobs, lost their homes, and they got to evacuate. And there's a lot going on. And sometimes in life we have, because the things about these wildfires is they almost just have to burn out. They really can't even stop them. It just takes a while. So these wildfires, they have to figure out. And the thing about wildfires is they're uncontrollable, they're unexpected, and they're obviously extremely uncomfortable. They're uncontrollable, they're unexpected, and they're extremely uncomfortable. And any fire, all right, if you've ever been in a fire, I'm thankful that you made it out. If you've ever witnessed a fire, you see how uncontrollable it can look, how unexpected it usually is, and how uncomfortable it probably may be. And many of us in our own lives have felt at times that things were uncomfortable, things were unexpected, and things felt uncontrollable. And we're trying to figure out a way to make it through. And so I want to give you a couple of things before I go. All right, just a couple of things to write down, some action steps for you, and then I'm gonna bring the brothers back in real quick. But 3 easy steps to strengthen your mental health, right? And increase your quality time with your family. They go hand in hand. Okay. This is how we're going to shut down these fires that happen in our lives. I need you to write these steps down. All right. I promise you they'll be extremely helpful for you. Practical things that you can do outside of what I've already said. Number one, I like acronyms. And so I need you to take a MHD. Acronyms, and three always sound good. MHD. I need you to take a mental health day at least once a quarter. You're going to tell you your place of employment, you're going to take the day off. But in your mind, you're taking a mental health day once a quarter. Once a quarter, I need you to just not go to work. Not on Saturday, not on Friday, like on a Tuesday when they really need you. I can't take off work. Listen, take off work. Plan your vacation days around that. Take off a Wednesday and make it your mental health day once a quarter. And on that day, you can do whatever you want. You could watch Netflix all day if you want. You could binge watch whatever. You could watch the Avengers movies if you like Marvel comics. You could watch old reruns, the Flintstones for all I care. You can watch NBA basketball. You can watch HGTV and figure out how to flip a home since you messed up the last flip you tried. Whatever. Do whatever you want that day. Eat ice cream all day and French fries and dip the French fries in hot sauce and pickle juice. I don't care what you do, but you need to take a mental health day, a day where you do whatever you want to once a quarter. You get to do whatever you want to do once a quarter, not a vacation, because even on vacation is stressful. Take a mental health day. I'm not doing nothing today for nobody else except myself. I need you to do it. Can't tell if you're going to do it or not. Once a quarter, take a mental health day. Number two, I need you to answer this question. If you only had 24 hours to live, who are the people that you would want to spend that time with? First, answer the question. If you only had 24 hours to live, who are the people that you would want to spend that time with? Make a list of that person. All right, those people. Make a list. And then minimum, and you can alternate days, I need you to spend at least 25 minutes and 24 seconds with those people. So if you said your wife, all right, on Monday, at least spend 25 minutes and 24 seconds with her. Tuesday might be your daughter. Wednesday might be your son. Thursday might be grandma. Friday might be your best friend. Saturday might be your wife again, but 25 minutes and 24 seconds each day with one of those people. Well, why 25 minutes and 24 seconds? Because 25 minutes and 24 seconds is the average amount of time that every American spends driving to work every day. $25 minutes and 24 seconds. So if you can spend 25 minutes and 24 seconds driving to a job that's going to stress you out, driving to your entrepreneur environment, you know what I mean, that's changing lives and stressing you out. If you could get in your car and you got to give yourself a mental health talk or a pep talk just to go into work, 25 minutes and 24 seconds there, 25 minutes and 24 seconds back home. That's on average. You spending about 50 minutes and 48 seconds in the car by yourself trying to figure out how to decompress and all that. You can spend at least 25 minutes and 24 seconds with the people that you're most thankful for. I'm sure you can. You want to spend more time with 25 minutes and 24 seconds, no cell phones. You want to turn into a mental health champion. You got to spend time with the people that if you only had 24 hours to live, if you only had 1,440 minutes to live, if you only had 86,400 seconds to live. Come on. 24 hours. And then last but not least, take control of your calendar. Write that down. Number 3, take control of your calendar. Take control of your calendar. What do you mean? So most of the things on your calendar, I can guarantee right now, you didn't want to put in there. If you can go into your Google Calendar or your iPhone calendar and you could erase all the things that you didn't feel like doing, it would probably be 98% of your calendar. You didn't want to put that thing in your calendar, but you had to. It's a responsibility. It was a part of your job title. It was a part of being a parent. Like, you had to put it in. Like, you got to take control of your calendar. There's almost nothing on your calendar that you wanted to put in that you're doing for you. You going out to eat with your best friend, unless they're helping you and making you feel better, then you're really just doing it for them. I haven't spent time with them in a while. I might as well go out. You're doing it for them. Okay. Take control of your calendar. So here's what I need you to do. This is really simple. For a week straight, I need you to document how you spend your time, like all your hours. So for example, tomorrow, you'll wake up at whatever time you wake up, and throughout the day, you'll document how much time it took you to get ready and get dressed for work, how much time you spent at lunch, how much time you spend at work, how much time you spend in your car, how much time you spend on your phone, how much time you spend watching TV, how much time you spend, on the internet, how much time you spend on your social media. Like, again, audit, we're doing the audit again. But if you're breaking down the hours, you figure you spend about 10 hours at work, including travel. You got about 7 hours or so of sleep, which leaves you with about 8 hours or so. So you got 8 hours that you can play with to do what you need to do for you. Now watch this rule. I call it the 8% rule. I love number 8. My birthday is December 8th, and my jersey number was 8 in high school and in college. I love the number 8. So I call it the 8% rule. And it's really simple. Stephen Curry, lifetime, he's the greatest NBA shooter, three-point shooter ever. Okay. Now for a career, or for this year, he is shooting 43% from the three-point range. That means a little over every time he shoots 10 shots, he makes about 4, almost 4.5 shots. All right. Now, LeBron, who's arguably one of the greatest ever, is shooting 35% from the three-point line. That means every time LeBron shoots, he makes about 3.5 shots. That means if they shoot 10 shots, Steph Curry is only 1 shot better than LeBron. And that 1 shot out of 10 makes him the greatest shooter of all time. It's 8% gap. 35% for LeBron, 43% for Steph Curry. They shoot 10 shots. LeBron's hitting 3.5. Steph Curry's hitting 4.5. It's a 1-shot difference. So if you can go from being just average, which LeBron is from three-point shooting range, to elite with just 8%, I said it had to be something to do with that. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to spend 8% of your day, 8% of your day, again, with the people that you love and doing the things that you love. Will you have the discipline to take 8% of your day? Well, what's 8% of my day? It's 115 minutes. So what's that? Well, it's an hour and 55 minutes. So an hour, you almost, not 2 hours, because 2 hours sounds way too long, right? Like you can't give 2 hours to yourself. An hour and 55 minutes is what I'm asking you to give to yourself and your family every day. Every day, not every day. An hour and 55. Well, I don't know if I can do that. Okay. I'm just telling you right now, if you want to go to the next level, if you want to change your mental health, you got to do this. You have to. Like, it's imperative. Like, I'm not begging you, but I'm like an hour and 55 minutes. Whatever you got to do. You can watch a TV show with your family. You can walk around the block. You can go jogging. I don't care what you do. 8%. You go from being average to elite in three-point shooting. You just take 8% of your day. Just 8%. And you could change your whole life forever. You could change your whole life forever. Here's my last piece before I turn it over to the crew. And I wanted to show you this because I mentioned wildfires earlier. And one of the things that if there's a fire in your life, you have to determine, write this down. You have to determine what's worth saving. If there's a fire in the house, you don't have time to take out the couch. You don't have time to get your fine appliances or your jewelry. You may have time to grab your cell phone, but normally you don't. You're just trying to get out the people that you love most. I would imagine that if you had a baby girl or something in the house or a loved one, if you woke up and it was smoke, you trying to find out where they are. You're not trying to grab your money stash. You're not trying to grab your favorite meal, your favorite retro shoes or whatever you collect. And you're not trying to grab some type of art. You're not trying to do none of that. What you're trying to do is save what you love most, what you're thankful for, what you wrote down. You're trying to save your real diamonds. The question is, what's worth saving? The same is true in our own lives. What is worth saving? Is our life worth saving? Is the relationship that you have with your children worth saving? Is the fact that if you continue down the path that you're on by yourself and you, for whatever reason, aren't here, like, is it worth saving the destiny of your kids or the people that love most? Because now you're going to give them grief, which is going to add to their mental stress and their lifestyle if you're not with us. The longer that you stay down, the longer that you drag your feet, the longer they're going to continue to get drugged through the mud. What's worth saving? What's worth saving to you? Is your life worth saving? Is the memories the fact? Listen, you could pick up your phone today and take a selfie. Do you want to be able to take a selfie next year and the year after that and the year after that? 30, 40, 50 years from now, when you die and they open your phone up and get your code and look in your phone and you got 15,000 I'm thankful fors that they can read in your legacy and leave that to your family. Like, that's what I'm talking about. What's worth saving? So I want to show you a man named Philip Blanks. He's a former Marine, former athlete. All right. My man Philip Blanks decided that he was going to do something that is almost unheard of. I want to show you something. I want to show you something here. I want to show you what happens when you're trying to figure out what's worth saving. I want to see this. Fire. That wasn't a bag that he just caught. It's not a bag. Yep. It's a fire. I'll run that little man to safety. All right. Let me catch this man. I'm going to catch him, make sure he's okay. And now I'm going to get him out of there. My man, Philip Blanks, former Marine. I'm going to catch him. I need you to see what's going on here. There's a fire. My man catches the little boy, the 3-year-old little boy who's let go by his mom to escape the fire. What's worth saving? And he runs away. I'm gonna show it a couple more times. He catches him, makes sure he's okay, then picks him up and runs him to safety. Runs him to safety. One more time, just because I don't think. Look, pay attention. Look at my. There's a guy that's standing there that thinks he thinks he wants to help. He thinks he wants to make a difference. He thinks he wants to do something. He got a phone in his hand, though. So he's recording it at first. And he's like, well, maybe I should catch this little baby that they're just going to throw over. Look at this. Talk about what's worth saving. So you got some people that got their phones out and they see a problem and they're like, maybe I should do something. And then when somebody puts them and say, listen, this is a problem. Somebody going to catch my baby. He's like, all right, maybe I'll help. And then you got people like Mr. Philip Blanks, who said, I've never done this before. And this is for everybody that's going through something right now. You may have never gone through something like this before, but that don't mean that you can't make it count. That don't mean that you can't make the catch. That don't mean that you can't be in the right position to make your life worth more than what you feel it is today. My man, Philip Blank, said, I've never done this before. You can't practice catching a 3-year-old falling 3 stories ever. There's no training for that. But if you build yourself up along the way, if you take the tools that I've been giving you today, if you challenge yourself to become a mental health champion, if you take your 23,000 and write that down, if you take I'm thankful for, if you take your 25 minutes and 24 seconds and say, I'm going to give that to my family, if you implement the 8% rule, if you take your mental health day, you could put yourself in position to save some people long term. You could save some people just like you. You can do that. My man Philip said, I've never caught a baby falling but I've prepared myself for this moment. My life is not about me. And you got to be thinking that life is not about me. This challenge is not about me. This challenge is to shut me down so it can shut down my roots and shut down my DNA and shut down me digging deeper. You might have to turn your phone down for this. He's never done it before. And you got people standing around taking pictures. We don't have time to stand around no more. Now it's time to stand up. Stand up for yourself. You got to put yourself first. You got to be selfish when it comes to your mental health. There's not too many things I would say be selfish, but you got to be selfish when it comes to those things. We need you around. Listen, we need you around. We need you to talk about what you're going through. We need you to help people we need you to help the kids that's going through exactly what you're going through. We need you to prevent what they're going through. We need you. We need you here. We need you around. We need you to be prepared. We need you to show up. By the way, that mom didn't live. Mom didn't live. She sacrificed. Tossed her baby out. She tossed her baby out. And she passed because of a fire. She passed because of a fire. But her son has a chance. I don't want you to pass because of a fire in your life. I want you to live. And I want your kids to live, and your grandkids, and your grandkids' kids. And I want us who have had some fires and had some challenges to be in position to catch when somebody jumps. I need you to be there. Not taking pictures, not talking about it on social media. I just need you to be there. I need you to be there. I need you to be there. If this was helpful for you guys, again, type 8. Type 8. My friends over in the chat. I'm gonna turn it over quickly. Because I know we got a couple more things to get done. Let me say this before I give it up. Here, take a screenshot of this. Before I go. Just take a screenshot. If you need to get in touch with me, there's my social handles. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. There's my email address. If you want to send me an email, take a screenshot. I'm going to ask you, hey, I'm always positive energy. Stay positive. Keep a positive perspective. Follow me on IG. That's not a shameless plug. That's just giving you another resource, another tool to help walk with you through whatever you need. The bros of this amazing fraternity are there for you as well. But I want to make sure you guys have access to me. So I'm giving you my personal email. And I'm telling you that you can shoot me a DM on IG or get on Facebook, follow me, reach out to me. It's been a blessing to be able to serve with you today and serve you today. And I look forward to carrying on the conversation. Thanks, guys.
So I'm not sure how. Some of these things I weren't expecting this evening. But Brother Hall, I appreciate you. You dropped some nuggets this afternoon or this evening. Keep doing what you're doing. The messages, notice I said messages that you left us with. If that doesn't speak to what mental health is all about, so I'm about to bring here to the screen a panel of experts, panelists, mental health panelists. And before I do such, I'm going to do one of your things, Roy. In the chat, could y'all, because we can't stand up and clap, so can you just write clap in the chat? And that means we're applauding him for what he did today. Do I see any claps in the chat? How you was doing that when you was doing? I don't see claps in the chat.
They're coming in. Somebody wrote claps.
So with that being said, I would like to bring Brother Johnny Gaithers, Master of Social Work, mental health therapist with Family Link. Brother Thomas Davis, LPC, owner therapist of Limitless Possibilities. And Brother Andre L. Scott, MSP, owner and therapist of Able Vision Counseling and Counseling Services, LLC. First and foremost, gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out this evening to attend this program regarding during Mental Health Awareness Week, but more importantly, to discuss some mental health issues. Before we get started, first question that would be for you guys is, and this is for each of you, what did you think about what Mr. Hall had to speak to today?
Well, I can start it off. Mainly what Mr. Hall actually spoke about today is something that we all go through on a daily basis. And what he is telling all of us, including us as professionals, to not be afraid to express ourselves, not be afraid to acknowledge ourselves, not be afraid to say what's on our minds, say what's on our hearts, and say what's going on within us. And that's the thing that's going on with our society today when it comes to mental health. There's a stigma when it comes to mental health because people don't really know, or don't know how to define what mental health is. Soon as someone say, okay, mental health this, mental health that, they automatically think that they're labeled with having an illness. They automatically think that they're labeled of being crazy and things like that. But mental health is mainly our well-being. It's our physical, it's our emotional, it's our spiritual, it's everything combined together into one.
I'm gonna hop in real quick. Mr. Hall, let me just say this. What you did this evening is something that many men or many individuals And let me take it a step further. Many people of color are scared to do. You was honest, you was transparent, you was humble, you had that dope energy. People can misinterpret it for whatever that it was, but it was passion. And you told your story and you did not care what someone thought or what someone had to think about or feel. And that's what mental health is really about. We put a negative stigma on it, but in reality, mental health is about our cognitive piece. What are we thinking? What are our thoughts? Then it goes to our emotion. How do we feel when someone is rejecting us? How do we feel when we can't play football? How do we feel when we are hurt? You know what I'm saying? And then it goes to the behavior, which is the most important piece. What do we do when we experience that loss, when we experience that hurt, when we experience something that we was not expecting? So I just want to say to you, I have a page full of notes, sir. And I just want you to know that you was very humble, transparent, and that's what people need to see. People need to see honesty, not factitious, phony stuff. So I want to give you a major shout out just for being who you are, and don't change, brother. Don't change.
I echo the sentiments of my brothers over here, and I'm going to extend that title to Brother Hall as well. We speak in that when we audit our words, we put value to the people and the places and the spaces that we're in. So definitely value you for the information shared. It's real life application. One of the main things that stood out to me was not necessarily the plan B, but the perseverance in the football career and then being able to not end up here, but manifest this space for yourself. So I work with a lot of young people and a lot of their aspiration is sport. So I don't turn them away from that, but having this skill set and having something of this variety to add to your personhood is dope to me. I applaud you.
So there's a question, and it states, are there any recommendations about meds?
Yeah, yes, I'll take a stab at that. One thing that I do want to say about medication management, what we as therapists do, my role as a therapist, I don't impose my beliefs on medication. But what I would say to you, and thank you so much for being honest about answering that question, asking that question, is this: follow up with a doctor, a psychiatrist. Be sure you are connected with someone that understands the reason as to why you are seeking medication. Because sometimes we just want to pop a pill to just ease it away when sometimes we necessarily don't need to have those medications. But if I were you, I would just follow up with a psychiatrist that is licensed and that is board certified and let them know exactly what's going on so you can know if what prescription that's going to be given to you is appropriate. Also, read up on that prescription. Check the side effects. Just don't allow someone to give you something without you not knowing exactly what it is that you're actually taking. So to answer that question, I would just say seek a psychiatrist, have some symptoms, let them know what's going on, and make sure that it's the right fit for you. Because there are some medications that require you to get blood drawn. There are some medications that cause weight. There are some medications that can impact other health, ailments. So make sure that you are very transparent about your health, your physical health, and your emotions.
I agree with what Thomas says. Based on my experience as a therapist, I work with kids in the therapeutic classroom, and automatically when parents are trying to figure out why their kids are acting like that, they automatically think about medications. And this is where my play comes to the part where they have to talk to a psychiatrist. So within my therapeutic classroom, we have a psychiatrist that links with our classroom and links with the agency that I work for. And what that psychiatrist does a full psychiatric evaluation, because that psychiatric evaluation can really determine if that kid needs to be on medication or not. There are sometimes that the kids don't really need medications. It might be other things that they're going through, certain stressors, certain things that's going on within their environments that is causing them to behave that particular behavior or show different actions. So that's why it's important before deciding on taking medication or giving out medication that it's important to get the psychiatrist to do a full psychiatric evaluation.
Yeah, just to add, nothing extraneous. Just be an active agent in your treatment. Don't be a bystander. Don't let doctors tell you this, that, and the third. Like Brother Tom said, take some time out to research. Don't self-diagnose, because then you'll put yourself in a more difficult position. But read up on some things so you're just not taking anything. You may be allergic to certain things. Like they said, you may have more adverse side effects than your actual symptoms. So be active in your treatment.
So this next question is for all four of you. Take stigma off the answer. Take stigma off the table. Why is it difficult for Black men to seek therapy or counseling? We're going to start with Roy. No, actually, we're going to start back with you, Andre, and then we're going to go to Roy.
All right, if we're taking stigma off, I would substitute either culture or pride.
Or what?
Pride. We're not historically taught to share these feelings and personal things in such settings. And some people, often males, aren't as comfortable with that dynamic so that they really can't speak effectively to it. So I would say either culture or pride as opposed to stigma.
Roy.
That's a really good question. The first thing that popped into my mind was the fact that usually and a lot of times, and it's partly culture, but Black males from when they're a young person, so many of us don't get raised with men in our lives. We're forced to have to grow up fast and do everything on our own. So the fact that from a young age, you could remember the first time you had to, walk to the store by yourself or take care of your little brother, little sister. We're trained and we've trained ourselves to handle our own business. We don't know how to ask for help. And so I'm not going to admit to anybody, specifically not a stranger, if you want to go extremely deep, specifically not to somebody who doesn't look like me, who's in a position to tell me what's wrong with me, because there's not enough bros that are in that particular field. I don't feel comfortable. If I don't feel comfortable talking to my pastor, I don't feel comfortable I'm comfortable talking to me. And so the word self-diagnosis came up in talking about meds, but that's what we often do. We think that we have the ability to change our situations, and we dig ourselves in a deeper hole because we don't have the answers. And whenever somebody comes to try and help us, we have these barriers up because the people that have probably gotten us in the situation where we need help, like where we stress, look like us. So now I'm looking at somebody that looks like me that wants to help me all of a sudden, that came out of nowhere. So they must want something from me. So now I'm straight. So we just have to do our best at understanding that when we need help, we got to be able to express that. And the pride piece, J. Cole got, I don't know if you J. Cole fans, he got the song "Pride is the Devil." You know what I mean? Like you say I got it on my own. As soon as you say I can figure it out, you figure that's going to be a loss. So I'm thinking that's the first thing that popped into my
mind. For me, what popped up since we taking stigma out of it, fear. Most Black men are afraid to get help. They're afraid of basically the unexpected. They don't really know what they're going to get out of it. They don't know how far it's going to go. And also with that aspect of fear, they don't really know what they're going to get out of it. They're afraid to share their emotions. They're afraid to of that moment of being judged, not by the person that they're going to seek for help, but being judged by outside figures like family members, homies, and society in general. And fear of just seeing how much progress they can make within themselves if they was to take the ability to seek the help that they want to seek.
If I can answer this question real simple, when you guys open up this dynamic panel this evening, the opening statement was, we don't need a one size fit all. And I'm going to explain what the one size fit all means. typically when we open up ourselves and we go to therapy, right, and we go and we seek these counselors, sometimes the counselors want to put everybody in this one size fit all mentality. They are judged because they are coming into sessions. They are being profiled, and as Roy said, it's not a lot of black males who are therapists. And so sometimes if I walk into an office and I'm with someone that I cannot identify with, it's going to make me go back into my box. And I saw something in the chat that says the barbershop talk, right? That's where a lot of those conversations take place. A lot of conversations take place in those barbershops. Sometimes we go in there and we say, "Man, I'm gonna go see this therapist," and this therapist was whack. So there is someone else in that barbershop that's listening. And they said, well, maybe I shouldn't go see someone. So if I can answer that question, it's just basically we got to step outside of the box. Men, black people, people of color, period. We got to do what Roy said. We got to speak up. We got to start saying that I'm not okay and be okay and comfortable with saying that I'm not okay. Because something that was said earlier that was very prevalent, we got to stop being connected with the wrong people. And sometimes their energy transfers over to us. So if someone has a negative mindset about mental health, like why are we all on here, great black men of color that are on here tonight talking about mental health? That's not dope. I need to be watching the playoffs games. What's going on ESPN? No, we need to check ourselves. We need to be okay with saying it's time for us to stop suffering in silence. So if I can answer that question, lastly, let's just learn to accept where we are, confront it, deal with it, and not worry about what somebody else got to say, because they ain't your homies. Just point blank, period.
So another question would be, if someone is feeling alone or lost, how would you speak to that or handle such?
I think sometimes it's okay to be in that quiet place. I think sometimes we have to know and listen to ourselves. And I think sometimes we have to be okay with that, because sometimes life happens that places us in those quiet places. But when we are in those quiet places, we got to do some of those tips that was stated. Write down your vision, write down your goal, write down what you're thinking about. I have post-it notes, and what I do with my post-it notes, I do my daily affirmations. You got this. I'm not alone. I may be in the house alone, but I'm not alone. It's going to be okay. So if you find those places and those spaces to where you are feeling alone and isolated, take a negative and transfer it into a positive. Document what you're doing. Write down what you got going on. Speak your mind. Talk it out. Because sometimes you can talk things out to yourself and people would think that you're crazy, but you're not. Because sometimes when we talk too much to the wrong people, it makes it worse. So never think sometimes being isolated or being alone is a bad. I am a licensed therapist here in Washington, D.C. I am about empowering our people, period. That it is time for us to get control of who we are, get control of where we want to go, write that vision, go for it. And sometimes when we got to go for it, y'all, we got to cut some things away. That's going to do what? Put us in those quiet, alone places, because everybody can't go with you when you're trying to make those moves. So I would just say be okay with that, but be safe about it.
Yep, I agree with what Thomas said as well. Let's look at it at a standpoint of what we're going through right now. When the pandemic hit, that first wave of the pandemic, what we had to do, most of us had to isolate. Most of us had to stay in our own corners and stay in our own spaces. And during that time, that was frustrating for all of us, especially with dealing with the different changes and things like that. But like what Thomas said, we have to be able to accept it. We got to be able to process it and trying to change that negative into a positive. Also, within those particular spots where you feel like you're alone and lost, who is somebody that you could rely on or talk to be able to get you out of that sunken place? Can it be a family member? Can it be a friend? Can it be a pastor? Or if you feel as though you need to take it to a higher ups, then that could be the time to go to a counselor, go to a therapist, and things like that. But first, what you have to do is just be able to accept it. Once you accept it and process it, see how far it takes you. If you see that it's not getting you anywhere, then that'd be the time to say, okay, it's time for me to take it up a notch and seek help.
So a lot of, for some reason, there are others that feel seeing a psychiatrist, a therapist, and stuff of that nature, it has the financial restraint attached to it. I cannot afford a therapist. A therapist is $50, $100, $200 an hour, plus meds, plus just sitting in the waiting room, and I get 15 minutes with them, and I get billed for 2 hours. However, I don't know what y'all's billing do, so I just made that up. But if my insurance doesn't pay for X amount or out of pocket, or I just can't afford it, are there things, avenues, revenue, or things out here to assist those that may be struggling in that respect? And that's one reason as to why they won't get counseling.
Yes, there's always a I don't want to say a financial issue, but a service challenge. In my personal space, I'm able to receive insurance, self-pay. Also have been partnering with different community entities to sponsor some treatment for some people. So on the personal side, my company's been able to do that, and just I know Johnny, and I'm learning. Tom, we've been on several things together. I think our nature lends itself to more resources and more of a I want to help you in a holistic manner as opposed to just let me talk to your brain. So that may be involved in the treatment. A lot of basic needs have to be met and maintained first before we can even really get into the deep cognitive and deep emotional things. So that in itself, just figuring out how you're going to pay for or receive the service can be a part of the service and make sure that they're comfortable.
And if I can answer that as well, it depends on your local city and state, because there are relief funds within respective cities and states and jurisdictions that is also providing free mental health counseling services. There are also grants that we as therapists can apply for to offset some of those costs. So it's hard for us to say how we can support, but I can say what I do here in Washington, D.C. is I make sure that if someone comes to me and they say, I need help, sir, and the first thing that I do is what I call a fees analysis. Because if we are truly about the work, there are a lot of times that we have to not worry about that quantity, that dollar, but provide that quality of life and that quality of services. And I am a man of faith, and I believe that when I'm doing my part, I'll get that back on return. And that's what we all have to do if it falls within your lines of comfort. Now, what I will also say is reach out to your insurance companies. There is also some flex spending accounts. If you don't have that type of insurance, everybody that has insurance should be able to reach out and ask what services are available. And I do know here in DC, if there are individuals who do not have insurance, they qualify for a limited amount of free services. So that's what we do here.
So, Brother Hall, given your story, going to counseling, therapy, and when you first told your story, for some it says, I'm pulling back my blinders, I'm becoming naked to the world. How vulnerable did you feel at that point in time?
I don't know. I think we'll always feel vulnerable because we've clothed ourselves and with masks and fakeness anyway. And you feel that same vulnerability with yourself every single night. Like, it's hard to keep up a facade. It's hard to keep up a certain image. Like, it's difficult to be somebody that you're not on a day-to-day basis. It's hard to be dealing with something that's so challenging to you that you think the worst of yourself, or maybe of even life itself, or even humanity, and not be able to share it and literally smile in people's faces. And people ask you every day, "Hey, how you doing?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm good." And um, and then you go home and you take all that off, and then you cry and you weep, and you're naked in front of yourself, and you don't like the way that you look, and that's why you won't go back outside and show anybody else that same side. But there's power in um, taking those tears and allowing those tears to water seeds that other people planted, so that you can have some growth in your life. And the first thing that you got to do is have confidence in how you look when you're just with yourself. And I had a pillar. She wasn't necessarily a therapist, but she was there. You see what I just did? She wasn't a therapist, but she was there, and it was my mom. And so we got bros on this call and thousands around the country that will be there for you, but you got to show up. And so, for me, like, you find somebody that'll be there for you, that have seen you at your worst, and once you know that you can show yourself to them, they'll walk with you to be able to show yourself to the next person. And it might not be a whole group, it might just be a third person or fourth person, till you realize that you don't have to wear those heavy like masks anymore. And that's what it was for me. And I tried to do it, when I was coming out the league. I tried to do it with a $120,000 car. That didn't work. I tried to do it with a $800,000 condo. That didn't work. I tried to do it by opening up a business. That didn't work. I tried to do it by dating somebody that I thought I should be dating. That didn't work. Nothing was really working, and I was trying to, again, keep up this image, and none of it worked. And so obviously my faith in the Lord is what kind of got me over. That was my real therapy, right? But having my mom there to be there, saying that she saw me at my lowest, she saw me before I had anything, so it was easy for me to communicate. And she walked me through it, man. And it wasn't like a conversation. She was just there. So if you could have somebody in your life, anybody that's willing to say, "Hey, man, I'll walk with you through this," that's the best place to start.
So for the panelists, he mentioned some key things in that piece. And one was finding someone to go walk through it with you. For the panelists, that person that says everything you want to hear, does everything you think needs to be done, is walking with you, but then disappears. Or once they've gotten what they wanted from you, what's next steps in following up with that?
I'll jump in. So I think that's a great question, by the way. It's important to be connected with someone that can understand your story, someone that can respect your story, someone that can keep your story private, someone that can also check you when you need to be checked. I think those are the main components in having someone that I like to call a accountability partner. But on the other side of that, we can't let that accountability partner become our crutch.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing that I want everyone that is watching and listening this evening. It's great to be connected to people, but don't allow that accountability person to become your crutch, to where you depend on them to help you make a decision that you are resilient and strong enough to make on your own. And in the event that that person leaves our lives, because I can tell you, my accountability partner was my great grandmother. I was raised in a single parent home. When my great grandmother passed, my accountability partner left. I had to make a decision. Am I going to stay stuck and sad or don't move forward? Or am I going to take what she has given me while she was there to keep me moving forward? And I think sometimes we get so comfortable and complacent because we know that that thing or that situation or that person is there, and we don't know how to move when life happens. So understand that people are here in our lives for a season, but understand that there is life after that season ends.
I'll say it's really about empowering the person. Tom said that, I believe. Brother Roy said that too. It's making sure that they're absolutely comfortable with themselves. We are buffers and guides and information sources and sounding boards and things of that nature. So we should never be the be all end all to their situation. And if we're looking to do that, we need to check ourselves as the professional. And in reality, it's a funny saying, but we're really working to not be needed. We want to give you the tools. We want to give you the ability to make your own natural supports. We want to be able to shift our confidence for you into your space so that you have that self-confidence. And then we technically want to gradually ease our ways out of your life so that you can call on us when necessary. So in a professional and a healthy setting, there shouldn't be that abrupt of a disconnect, and we aren't so totally entrenched and enmeshed into their personal dealings that they can't function without it.
Yeah, and most of us in this profession, we mostly heard about this a lot with us therapists, that we are the person that guides the clients, either if it's kids, teenagers, or adults. They are the experts because they know mostly of what's going on. They know what they're going through. They know what they're faced with, but they actually are coming to us just to be able to seek guidance. We're not the people to say, okay, we're going to be like the problem solver right then and there, because we all know therapy is a process, not a quick fix. It's going to be a process, but it's up to that client to decide on what they're going to get from that process to be able to increase their ability to make a change, make an impact, and make an effort within themselves. Also, and I could give an example with this when it comes to the kids I work with, when it comes to mainly the families. The families, they automatically will like call me or reach out to me about particular things. And I have to sometimes remind them that there are moments where I can't help you all the time. There are moments where I'm not going to be there all the time. So there's a time that you got to be able to take heed and take action of what I'm giving to you so you can be able to make an impact within yourself. Because we're not going to be, like as therapists, we're not going to be there all the time. There are moments where they say, okay, your insurance might end and we got to terminate you. Or it might be a time where there's a point to say, okay, you already went through your limit of services. We might have to transition you to another therapist or another level of care. So it's up to that person to be able to, one, self-evaluate themselves, two, see how far they're coming along with their progress and see what things that they notice within themselves. And then three, see what they can get out of this journey within the relationship.
So, gentlemen, I first would, on behalf of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated Community Impact Team, I would like to thank you for a thought-provoking evening. I'll say a thought-provoking evening. To those that attended this evening, I thank you for attending, and I'm hoping that there was something that got you to thinking this evening. I leave this and I pose this last question, and I'm going to go around the room. And we're going to end with Brother Hall with our last answer. So the question is, for someone that was on the call, someone is listening at the sound of your voice, is struggling, is contemplating, is on the fence with therapy. They need to know what are next steps, but I am afraid because of what A, individuals may think of me, B, what am I doing, and C, we know when we grew up, it was what happens in this house stays in this house. So, what advice would you guys give to someone that is struggling with therapy versus society? I'm going to start with you, Andre, since your name starts, you're the first letter alphabet.
All good with me. I believe Roy touched on it, and I use this analogy assessment oftentimes. It doesn't have to be a therapist. It could be an aunt, an uncle, a coach, the homeboy at the store that you see 4 times a week, 9 times a week. Find some person. It's the one support factor. It's the one person that you can talk to and confide in and share certain things with. Once you get that person, then you know your boundary, you know your level of need and your level of care, and then you could determine if you need to go to a therapist. I'm a little more unconventional. I'm in a lot of places already. I play ball, I make music. I'm in a lot of different spaces to where you'll see me and you won't think I'm a therapist until I tell you I'm a therapist, but you're already comfortable with me as a person. So I just try to be available to people so that they know I'm a regular person that may be dealing with stuff too.
Brother Thomas.
Yes. First of all, I just want to say shout out to the members of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. You guys had a phenomenal platform. And what I like about this, the theme of it is all of us. Imagine if all of us came together and we do this a lot. We could go out and we can make some mountains. We can move some mountains. We can break some barriers. We can get people to understand that it is okay to have these conversations. So thank you so much for allowing me to sit on this platform with Mr. Roy Hall Jr., the NFL star. Thank you so much. I am honored. But as I close, I just want to say this one thing. We know what happens in our homes stays in our homes. And that is something that we got to break like yesterday. And I love acronyms too. And I'm going to say this one acronym, and the word is ART. And ART is A-R-T. We got to learn how to accept some of those things. Accept that this is not okay. Accept that situation that is going on. Once you accept it, we got to then recognize it. Recognize what you are accepting, recognizing that it's not okay for me to be in this situation and not say something. Recognize that I need to do something different. I need to get out of that situation. And that last letter is T, transition. Make that change. Go out of the norm. Try something different. Do something different. Paint your story. Be that art. Accept those things, recognize it, and transition to what is best, because the best is still yet to come. So don't allow those situations that we was taught and that was raised in us and that was birthed in us to keep us in those type of bondages and situations. Step out and seek help. And thank you again for allowing me to be on this platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Brother Johnny.
Yep. So I'll say first, do not be silent. Do not be silent. And then the second thing is take a chance. The reason why I say take a chance, because you never know how far you will go when you take that chance. And taking that chance don't have to be automatically just going to therapy. Taking a chance could just be going to somebody that you have a trusted relationship with, just to pour out what you're going through. Then taking those steps to see if it's feasible, if it's doable, or if it's a point that I need to go to the next level. And another thing is there's a lot of things that's out there that you can use to be able to deal with certain situations or things that we face with on a daily basis, such as using coping skills, some coping skills that we typically don't realize that we do on a daily basis, like eating right, going to sleep on time, like Roy said, taking a mental health day, just basic things that we should do on a daily basis just to keep our well-being going. Also, with other resources out there, I don't want to plug myself out there, but there's things that I do on social media and on YouTube where I just talk about different things that we all go through and provide coping exercises that anyone could take the time out of their day to do just as a way to get their foot out there to be able to make a change within themselves before they decide on wanting to go to the next level of seeking help and seeking services. But mainly, again, not stay silent and take a chance.
So before you speak, Brother Hall, I would be remiss, and I didn't know he was on the call, but I do have to acknowledge that our 22nd International Grand Vice Polaris, Brother Sean Housen, is on the call. So I appreciate you, young man, for attending. And at that, which now, Brother Hall, again, phenomenal job this evening. The motivation that you provided this evening transcends. And I think what happened was because you're a Fisher kid, such as, and y'all know about these Fisher kids, so because you have to be a Buckeye to understand that. But also, you're a Sagittarian, so us Sagittarians have this unique way of bringing things to light. So at this time, Brother Hall, close us out of here. Floor is yours, young man.
You guys are, let me just say this. This has been a blessing to be a part of it. I'm huge on marking the moment. And this is a moment that we definitely have to mark down. I just want to encourage everybody that's still listening and those people that'll watch this recording later to really just put things into action. It's there's so many conversations, right, that go on about mental health, and then people will leave motivated and inspired, and 2 days later they're like, I don't know what to do with my life. Like, if you listen to this over and over and over and over again, I promise you, you can get out of that hole that you feel that you're in. And so I'm honored to be here, and thank you to the entire Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated and all the brothers that's on here for allowing me to step into your world and your space. I remember when I was at Ohio State, like, I don't know if you guys had a chapter there yet, and then all of a sudden they just appeared. And I was like, man, this bruh's everywhere, like, just took over the whole yard, like, overnight in Columbus, Ohio. And it's just powerful to see what's happening right now. And I'm just thankful to be in this space. To answer the question, when you hide, you hurt yourself. I am a former professional athlete and a former athlete at Ohio State. And I promise you, if you sneeze the wrong way, they will get you an MRI. Like, you sneeze the wrong way, MRI. Like, you ain't got to wait no line. You don't have to set up an appointment. If there's anything wrong with you, you need to tell somebody. The only thing worse than you getting hurt is you not telling people that you're hurt. If you try and go out there and play just to save face, I don't want to lose my position, and you go out there and you playing on a messed up ankle or messed up knee, and you didn't tell somebody, and then you hurt it even more, not only are you putting your entire career at risk, you're being extremely selfish because you're eliminating the opportunity for you to be the best that you can be for the team. You're actually hurting the team by playing hurt. And so every time that you walk in life and you're not expressing what's going on with you, you're hurting your family, you're hurting your friends, you're hurting the people around you because you're not your best self. And they don't even know it's anything wrong with you. So they can't help you. And so whenever you're hurt, you need to whenever you're hurt, you're actually, whenever you hide your hurt, you're hurting yourself. And you're not helping anybody. So I would just encourage you to just share whatever it is, just talk about it. You got a lot of different resources, but don't keep it to yourself because it'll eat you from the inside out. And then you'll be back at square one. So again, thank you all for the opportunity to share this evening. It's been a blessing, and I hope this has been helpful for everyone that's on the call.